Good morning everyone, welcome back to another video. So I recently did a flip through of Lulu Mayos' brand new book, A Million Sea Creatures. And before we start spooky season, because I've got a fair few colourings that I want to do with you for that, we just have to do a page in here. So it was such a hard decision to choose a page. There were so many I wanted to do, but I've settled on, I know, it's quite unusual for me, but I've settled on this fish. And what I'm going to do is black out the background and avoid the stars, keep the stars in. And then I'm going to do some metallic and some flat colouring pieces on this fish. We can work the rest out as we go along. So that's as far as I've planned, but it just can't, I don't know, it just kind of popped into my head. So I've got my little bag of black Posca pens here. And I think we'll go in with, let's have a look. I need a bit of a chunkier tip. I think this is a chunkier tip, yeah. So this is a chunkier tip and it is 3, let me bring you in, Lucy, this might help people to see. It's a 3M1 and it's got like more like a felt tip pen tip on it. So, fingers crossed folks, let's go in. Let's start with this bit. So I'm not going to do this whole, you're not going to have to sit and watch me Poscarize this whole page. Nice squeak there. I'm just going to put this bit of plastic behind so that I don't accidentally Poscarize other pages. Oh my goodness. The worst thing about having unsteady hands. There we go. You could do this with acrylic paint. You could do this with pencil if you wanted. But this is just, look how shaky I am today. This is just the quickest and easiest way I find. And then what I'll do is switch to a finer tip Posca to get round that little star. So you have to be quite patient, but it is worth it. So I've been really buoyed by, so I'm switching to the 1mm one now, the usual one that people use. Really buoyed by the comments from my finished colouring book pages. Everybody was so lovely and some really lovely comments on there, and it really made me really pushed back any worries or concerns, anxieties about colouring on camera again. I don't know why I get that, but we all suffer now and again, don't we? And this page popped out at me and I thought, right, I'm going to go and join my friends and we're going to do some colouring together. So thank you to everybody that has helped to make me feel 100% better than I was. So let's come out. I'm going to go off as usual, in usual fashion, and I'm going to fill in all the spots that are going to be black. So the next time you see the page, we'll be ready to go with colour. Alright, my lovely friends, see you in a sec. Okay folks, I've blacked out quite a lot actually. A, because my hands are unsteady, but B, because my adult brain couldn't cope with all the little lines. So I switched from Posca to the black in my acrylic set from Artex because it just glided over the paper, and I found that the Posca was like scratching the paper up. So they're like creamy and beautiful. Sorry, I've just put the box back on the shelf which my camera is attached to. You will see a little bit of reflection, but that's where the Posca was. But I have plans for the background. It's not just going to stay flat black like that. Now, before we do fishy itself, we've got this gorgeous wave, or waves at the bottom. So I figure that if we go in and do those first, then I will be able to choose the colours better for the beautiful fishy. So I've got the 24 set of Arteza metallic watercolour paints, which Kevin kindly brought for me, and they are very well loved. They are adorable paints at a really good price. I've got the really fine brush, the Kuretake one at hand, and I've got my trusty Derwent one at hand. They're both fine. And I've got a little tub of water here, my paint water, ready to go. So if we come in and we look at these colours that, can you just see, they are just so beautiful and a really good budget buy. I'm thinking that I'm going to use Cactus Green for the water. I know that sounds weird, but it is a bluey green and it's going to look splendid. Bluey green, Cactus Green, and then possibly Sky Blue. So I'm going to start with the Cactus Green, and I'm just going to activate this. Let me just make sure I've got the right one. Cactus Green. I'm just going to get myself some of this going. It almost instant. I'm just putting my Kuretake brush in. They are such beautiful paints, they really are. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm going to start, I don't know, randomly I'm going to pick this spot. And I'm going to put this gorgeous colour in. And they just dry so shimmery and beautiful. And if you're careful with water, Lulu's books will take it. Okay, so I'm going to pick out all these like stripes, and we're going to have that in that Cactus Green. I'm not even on shot, I am so sorry. That's because I was trying to show you the paints. I am so sorry, people. There. Look, I've picked out these little stripes. I do apologise. Dizzy Lucy strikes again. So I'm going to pick these ones out. And we're going to make them this gorgeous Cactus Green. You can go back over and relayer if you want to. So I'm just going to do this one section, and then I'll do the rest off camera so you don't have to watch paint dry, as it were. Okay, right, I'm going to take now the Sky Blue and get that going. Give it a little bit of water and get that going. There we go, we're instantly activated. Let's come in and do this one in the blue. Now, I know that it's not going to look much now, but I'm not going to fuss about that. I'll go over with a white gel pen or the Artex acrylic paint pens when this is dried. And I'm going to go over the black lines with white as well. And there is like a beautiful shimmery colour in here called Diamond White. That might be quite nice for our waves. I might put a tiny bit of powder blue from the Prismacolor set, something like that, on the wave, and then put some shimmer over the top of it. So I think that's going to work really well because we've got that black background. We need some brightness. You probably can't see the shimmer right now, but once they're dry, trust me, they are stunning. Okay, we need a green stripe there. missed that bit. And because my hands are shaky, going in with the white afterwards will tidy up any lines that I've gone over while I've been painting, and it also kind of tones things down and blends things in. A little bit of blue in there. There we go. Now I'm going to go off and do exactly the same round this part, blue, between blue and green. And I may put another coat on. Of course I'll let you know if I do. And then I'll come back when it's dry and you can see all the shimmery beautifulness. So all up here and all of this bit will be that beautiful blue and green combo. And we'll meet back when that's done, dry and finished. Alright, see you in a second. Okay, I'm back. I've done the waves and I've outlined them, and I must tell you, if you're seeing this video, I was so on the, you'll catch all the different colours and that, on the verge of actually ditching this page. So if you're seeing it, I've managed to pull it back. So I have to sort this background out because it's driving me crazy. So I've got a little selection of the Art Spirits paints here. I'll put a link down below. You can buy them on Etsy as this little set. Oh, and they're always presented so beautifully. You get all these beautiful shimmery metallic colours. And I've taken this one out so I can show you. Because you can buy them individually, because the sets, they are quite pricey. So this is, if I can tilt it without spilling it everywhere, Mermaid Dust. And it is just like a... I'm going mental. I know that's nothing new, folks, but I had a paintbrush a second ago. It's here. I've got myself all in a tears. So, what was I saying? So it's just a very pale blue. I've had it sitting here, soaking up some water. A pale blue with this gorgeous shock of glitter in it. Now, I'm hoping this will smooth out that background. I am going to still do, probably going to put some acrylic splatters over it, but because it's so subtle, this glitz, it will look like the sky is in the background as it's meant to be, and not in the foreground. But hopefully it will smooth out this, where I changed from Posca to the Artex. They're different blacks and a different finish on them. I should have thought about that. So there's a little tip for you. If you're mixing up your acrylic paint pens, just be aware that they can have different finishes on them. I really like, actually, the finish on the Artex one. It's nice and matte. So I'm just going to spread this on the background. Oh, you are picking up on that, look at that. So it's going to give us a beautiful shimmery night sky. And then, I like there, if I've got a little bit too much of the glitter all in one place, I just put my brush in the water and spread that out. There you go. What was I saying? I can't remember. Typical. So I'm just going to spread this all over. I just want you to be able to see that effect that it's going to give. I couldn't carry on until I'd sorted this background out. It was driving me mad. And I thought, who's going to want to see that? It looks like my grandson's coloured it in. But I'm back. I'm fighting back, folks. So, like I say, if you're seeing it, I've managed to rescue it and be happy with it. Okay. A little bit more. I wanted a shiny page. I think I'm going to have one, aren't I? Dab it on up here. And then I think I'll do some white splatters for waves, or maybe even some metallic splatters so it matches there, down there. I don't know. We'll play and see, folks. So this is just a, I don't know if you can see that name on there. They are, I think it might be squirrel hair. They came in a set from Amazon. And they hold the water really nicely. So I hope you don't mind me jibber-jabbering away to you while I'm... Look at this sky I'm creating. Each individual dot carefully handcrafted. Thanks to Rebecca over at the Art Spirits. There we go. And the acrylic base should help with not making your page crinkly. So it kind of like seals the paper. So when I put the watercolour over the top, it's not going to crinkle up the page. So I'm just dabbing in anywhere that I've forgotten, like up here. And I think that's going to give us a beautiful, magical sky. Hopefully one I can be proud of and want to share with you. Can you see that? Is it picking up? It is. I think this side you're picking it up really nicely. So I want to do it. I've wanted to do a challenge for a long time, where I do a page a day, but it's scary, folks. I mean, what if I can't do it? So I'm trying without, I'm just putting it back in its adorable little case, which is the wrong one. Yeah, I'm going to try, but I'm not going to put myself under pressure and say I'll do that on camera with you, because the last thing I want to do is let anyone down. So if I lift the page up now, what should happen, hopefully, if you're seeing this, it's taken away that, so I've got taken away those streaks from where I changed the pen. So you should be able to pick up on all sorts of different shimmery colours. They're very tiny, look, very tiny pieces of glitter, but nevertheless, very, very effective. Right. Now, I'm going to have to let that dry, aren't I, before I do any more with you? Okay, folks, I'll see you in a second. Okay, it's dry, and I'm really happy with how it's smoothed out that background for me. Lesson learned, do not mix acrylic markers. Okay, we're going to do these little waves so I can finish off all the white bit and make this page look a bit tidier than it does right now. So I've done one at the front. Let me come in and move all my junk. I've done this little one at the front, and I've used these two colours, Blue Slate and 30% Cool Grey. Move my drink. So I'm going to put Blue Slate in at the base of the wave. Like this. And then I'm going to take the 30% Cool Grey and push that in. And then when we outline it, that's going to look really cool. It's just going to give us colour. I need a bit more of the Blue Slate over here. That's because I put powder blue on to start with, and then realised that it wasn't going to show up enough. I've got some really cool acrylic markers from Thule Art. I think we might outline with those, we'll see. So we'll just do another one quickly. I haven't planned anything else yet, so I'll have to go off and do that, but let's do this one. So I'm going to put in that Blue Slate. And I think the matte of the pencils will look really good against the shimmery paints. And then we will get to do the fish. I promise. When I've finished having my "this is not good enough" moment, do you like the voice? We can perhaps get to some decent colouring. Okay, one more. So slate blue, blue slate rather. I always say slate blue. There's a slate grey, isn't there? I always say slate blue. It's a beautiful colour. And then we'll put the grey in. And that's just our waves. Okay, and I think they'll be actually quite cool. So what I did get, I will probably do a video on these because they're so gorgeous, is, sorry, they were on my shelf, must remember not to use them, is the Tule Art Pastels acrylic paint pens. Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. So, these are the colours that we get, and I might take the, let's try the powder green, I reckon, number 9. I don't know if I've activated it yet. Let's try this one. Just because there's a lot of blue. So this is what they look like. You've got a little window of ink on the side. Have I activated it? Yes, I have. Alright, that's quite a bright green, so let's see. And then it'll look good against the white of the... Yeah, I quite like that. If not, I can go back in with white, it's not a problem, but there we go. We'll see. I'm going to let that dry and then we'll see. It might just be better, it might just be merged too much, do you know? I've got lots of different colours that I could try, having shown you that set. But we'll see. We'll see. I might just go back over with the white actually because it looks like it's just going to blend in. Okay, I'll let you know when I come back, shall I? Decisions today. I don't know what is wrong with me. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, my lovely friends, I'm going to finish these waves and they'll either be white outlined or green outlined. We'll see. I'll see what works. And then we'll get to colouring our little fishy. Alright, see you in a sec. I hope you can see in this light, but I've extended the water up here for the spray that's coming off his tail as he jumps out of the water. And I had a bit of a brainwave. So I was thinking of all sorts of reds and yellows and things, and then I thought, actually, why don't we just do him a subtle grey and then explode him with something like copper on all his little details. So that's what I'm going to do. I've done a little fin down here, a scale down here so far with these colours. So we're going to come in and we're going to focus on his face. Okay. So I've used black, 70% cool grey, 50% cold grey and 30% cool grey to do this. I think it will look quite effective against that black background, and then we get that shock of bright orangey copper. So I'm not going to use the black to start with. Where can I put that so you can see them all? Let's put that there and then move you up a bit. There we go. I'm going to go in with the 70% cool grey to start, and I'm going to do that around the base here. And I'm going to bring that up round his face. And then we can add the black in if we want to afterwards. So I'm going to bring that up. So I've committed the cardinal sin this afternoon of falling asleep. And not that it, you know, I have to anyway, just to be able to cope, but I fell asleep at 2:30 and I didn't wake up till 8:30. It's now 20 to 12 at night. So rather than just worrying about being tired at work tomorrow, because it's a short day for me tomorrow. I'm going to get up. Well, I'm up. I've got up. Oh dear, my goodness. And I'm going to colour with you lot. So I'm going to do this video, and before I post this, I'm going to do those pastel marker video. You know, the ones I just showed you, the Tule art ones. Oh, incidentally, I did go around the waves in white in the end. I just thought it looked more effective. So we're getting there now. I have to mind his little foot. I'll come round here. And our little guy. Or gal. So what was I saying? Yeah, I'm going to do, just going to do a quick swatching video of those beautiful pastel acrylic paint pens by Tule Art. Then I'll post this because, of course, we've got Joanna Basford's book coming on Thursday, and it just looks so incredible. So I'm going to try and challenge myself to do a page a day. And I will post as many of those as I can, but I'm not promising anything because obviously health gets in the way. So I'm going to go in with my 50% cold grey now. I'm going to push those and blend those in together. It amazes me, and I've said this before on the channel, I'm just going to get a scrap piece of paper just to put over that so I don't rub off the gel pen. It amazes me, and I've said it before, how a colouring page will go through the ugly duckling stage, and this page certainly did that. It's like I said, I actually was going to scrap it and try and fix it off camera on my own, so it just became a finished page to show you, but stepping away again, I can't emphasise that enough, folks, for especially if you're new to colouring and you're not happy with your page, step away, because your brain will continue to process what you think might work, instead of just getting all panicky and upset that your page isn't coming out right. You can come back to it. And so like I said, I had all these plans for all these bright colours for this fish, and then I thought, well, actually, if we do him a more subtle colour, we can explode him with colour on all the little details. And you know, I'm really pleased so far with how the page has come out, especially after the background rescue with Rebecca's paint. So, my beloved electric pencil sharpener that Kevin brought for me, I'll show you this one, the Taihu sharpener, which sharpens everything and doesn't damage your pencils, has died. I'm gutted. Yeah, it's just packed up on me. I took it apart to empty it, and plugged it back in, and nothing. It's just dead. Gutted. Have I used the right colour? Yes. So, I'm just going to bring that round his eye, and then let it fade out. It'll also cover up my finger marks where I managed to splat the paint. Okay, now we're going in with the 30% cool grey. And I go back over what I've already coloured. That will smooth it out. So instead of having this shocking bright fish, we're going to have a silvery one. I will outline him. Oh, another little purchase that I've brought is the Copic skin markers, because there's many times that I've wanted to do skin with you on different different pages, but not many people have the same markers, so I figure if I have those, then I'll be able to do more pages with them, because you'll know the colours and etc. Right, I'm going back to my 70% cool grey, and we're going to start to go back over these layers and blend this better. So just going in little circles really lightly. Yes, I'm quite excited about this. I only bought the skin colour set. We'll just do a little bit more around here. Okay, then we're switching to the 50% cold grey. And they're refillable, so I think it's the Copic, where I've put them now. Is it Copic Chow? I think so. I'm sorry this bit's taken such a long time. I just wanted to show you the colours and how I'm going to blend them. So I'm just going back on myself really, until I've got enough colour. I'm happy with the blend. Just trying to make it smooth. Yeah, so we've got a nice silvery fish. And if we haven't got enough sparkle and things already, we can always shine him up. Okay, so 30% cool grey. I mean, we could always add more glitter to him, but I don't think we're going to need it. So I'm going to go in the opposite direction now and try and take out any lines that I've created. Got quite a few. I'm just going to keep going until any pencil lines are gone. There's quite a few around here. I've made that look incredibly hard, but it's not. I don't know what I've done, but it's not hard to blend these greys. There you go. Right, let me brush him off. Okay. So one silvery fish head. Let's just do a scale. Let's just do one of the fish scales, just so I can show you. I'm going to keep this covered up, otherwise I'm going to rub off my gel pen. So let's just pick this one, and I'm going to start with the 70% cool grey. How did I do it? I did it the darkest at the top here. So the opposite to how we've just done his head, really. I'm going to make that nice and dark. And then I'm going to gently bring that colour out. There we go. Then we're going to go in with 50%, which is the cold grey. I'm just looking, I've got... What was that I've just used? Oh, I've just picked up 90%. Never mind. Going in with 70. But that's okay, that works quite well. Okay. 70%, that works quite well actually. We might need to add that in. Now I've definitely got 50%. Oh dear, my life's so complicated. Okay, then I'm going to go in with 30%. And we're just going to blend that in together. There we go, we'll give it a bit of a brush off. And we will go back in with that actually. I'll put that there, because that works really nicely actually, which is 90%. And it is 1067. So we can just I think that'll work quite well instead of black actually. There we go. Bit of faffing about, and then you can put a little bit of black just right up in here. And back in with our 90%. There we go. That actually looks really cool, I think. Yeah, that works better, people. So, added in a little bit of the 90%. And I think that really helps that blend. There we go. I'll just drag it down this way. Okay, there we are. So let's put a little bit of 90% round here. Just gently. And let that fade out. That'll give us a bit more definition. A bit more contrast is what I mean actually, and interest then to our page. Bit more heavy-handed towards here, and then let it fade out. There we go. Now we might look a bit boring at the moment, but you imagine that with that shock of orange copper on here. And I've got a gel pen and a paint from the Arteza set, but I've got a gel pen which matches almost perfectly. So if you haven't got the Arteza paints, I've got a gel pen. Which one is it? Oh, of course, I can't lay my hands on it. I'll show you in a minute. My desk is such a mess. I've been asked over and over again to get on with doing the tour of my art room, but honestly, if you could see it, I would be ashamed to show you around it right now, because it's such a mess. Anyway, I will get there, she says. But I feel it's more important to spend time with you guys and enjoy colouring than it is tidying this room up. You know, we have to do enough housework everywhere else, don't we? I just enjoy using my supplies, but I will show you. I will get it tidied up. Maybe half term, which I think is around about the 21st. I think it's the 21st of October. There. Okay, I'll carry on blending and smoothing him out, but that is what he's going to look like. So anywhere that there's little patterns like this frill, let me think about that. We might need an extra colour. So what I'm going to do is concentrate on all the plain scales, not his fins, but all the plain scales in the grey, and then we'll come back and meet up. I'll have a plan for these swirly ones by then. Alright folks, see you in a minute. Okay guys, complete U-turn on what I said I was going to do. I know, but I just thought that the purple would go better with the blue and the black. And the reason why this is half done is because I was jibber-jabbering away to you quite merrily and happily, and I hadn't actually pressed record. So, we're going to get back into it. We're going to have a look at the tail. Let's come in so I can show you the colours that I've chosen and how we're going to do it. So here they are. Parma Violet 1008, Lilac 956 and Greyed Lavender. Yeah, so there I am, happily, merrily chattering away to you. Then I look up and the camera's still saying, stand by. Well, that's really helpful for the folks at home, Lucy. Anyway, so I'm going in with Parma Violet, and I'm going to stick to the base and one side of his tail. Bring that out, and then gently bring it out, fade it out. Then in with the lilac. So yes, in my idea of the copper, I changed my mind. It's like, it was a bit outlandish. No, it didn't go, as far as I was concerned, when I got it out to look at it, it didn't go properly, and I thought the purple would go much nicer with the blue. There we go. I'm just going to deepen up that edge. That's probably what you get for getting up and colouring in the middle of the night. But I had a hideous day at work today, and so I just felt I needed to come back on with you. Okay, now the fins I've done like this. So I'll show you the greys that we used before, which were here. I'm going to use the 50% and the 30% and just go round that little ring there. So I'm taking the 50% cold grey and I'm going in there just to try and keep some consistency with the rest of his scales, and then the 30% and blend that in. And then in there will be our purple combo. So we'll have Parma Violet at the base. Then we'll have Lilac. And then we'll soften it all off with the greyed lavender. So we get that nice gradient. Alright, now I've got 2 gel pens. You obviously can have whichever ones you want. I have got a Jelly Roll Moonlight. I don't know what colour it is. It's like a pale lavender. And then I have got the Uniball Signo. And this colour is not on here. Yes, it is. It's called a Violet. So, on these little doodads here, I'm going in with the pale lilac, and I will put white round that so it stands out. And then on the ends of the scale, I'm going to use this gel pen, and I'm going to fill those scales in. Now they don't look as shimmery as the others, so when we're done I might put stickles over those, just because I can. So we're also going to do this lovely little fin here in the same manner. So we're going to have, I'll move over, we're going to have Parma Violet, which I'm going to go at the base. Then we're going to have Lilac, and then we're going to have the greyed lavender. There we go. So that's how I'm going to do those. So we'll come out and have a look so you can see. So I think it's going to look really beautiful when it's done and it's all outlined. And then I'm going to stickle where the gel pen is, because it's just getting lost, if you can see, in all the other shimmer. I think I'm going to stickle in those lines, just so it looks nice. I don't know. Just because we can. Alright, my lovely friends, now I've finally caught up. This really has been the page that nearly wasn't. What with filming and you weren't with me, I don't know where you went, it was just rude. The background going blotchy, oh honestly, but we're nearly there folks. I will come back when all the purple bits are finished and we can do this little fella together. Alright, see you in a minute. Okay guys, we're so nearly there. So I've finished the fish in all his purples and I've outlined him in white, and I'm going to go in with stickles in over the purple because I just want him even more shiny than he is. We need to focus on this little fella. We forgot, well I forgot all about him. And we've got our little squid friend down here. So let's come in to our little guy over here. And these are the colours I've got for his skin. So we are going to start with a seashell pink. And I'm going to go round in the areas that I want a little bit more shadow. So around his hair, or her hair. And under the chin. I'll do a little bit on this side of the arm. Thought I just smudged all the gel pen then on his little foot, on his hand and the underside of this arm. Okay, then I'm going to take Peach 939 and I'm going over that. Just turn the page a minute. We'll go back in. Okay. Go back in with our seashell. Just make sure that's nicely blended together. Okay, back in with the peach. His little face. There we go. Now, I'm going to give him a little bit of a cheek. Let me just make sure I've blended everything properly first. So I don't want to put the pink in and then have to go back and try and blend. Because I'll drag that pink in and then he'll become a little pink guy instead of a nice peachy beige guy. Alright, let's take the pink. So I've got pink 929. I'm just going to give a little bit of blush. Here, over here, bear with me, and then I'm going to go back in with that seashell pink and blend that through. Got a little bit of blush. Some little rosy cheeks going on there. After all, he is flying on the back of a little fishy that is jumping out of the water. I think I'll have a little bit of blush. Okay, the hair we're going to do that in the greys. So I've got 70% cool grey. We're going to start with 70% cool grey. And I'm just going to go around the edges. I'm not going to try and be clever and cute. I'm just going to shade it in. Because at this stage I don't need any more mishaps with this picture, otherwise it's never going to get out. Okay, 70%. And we're going in with 50% cold grey, the same as we did with our little fishy. There we go, and then our 30% cool grey. And we're just going to give that around the edge. He did originally have, or she, had a little bow, but the black covered that up. Could put one back in, but I am not messing. Like I said, this is the page that nearly wasn't. So I'm going back in with my 70 and just making sure it's deep enough. put some little strokes in, and then back in with the 50. And there we go. So we've got one very happy looking little guy. So for his clothes, or her clothes, I'm going to go in with the slate blue and powder blue that we used for the water. So I'm taking the slate blue, I'm going to put that in, let that fade out there, and then the powder blue, he's so cute. Alright, we can deepen that slate blue back up a little bit. Okay. And his little butt. And then the powder blue. Deepen that up. There we are. Okay, I'm going to do blue around the fish's eye. So I'm going to take the slate blue and we're going to bring it up the bottom. And then powder blue around the top. Okay. A little bit deep around this bottom. It doesn't want to colour there, so I must have got some, like, you know, your hand oils. Just doesn't want to play there. I wonder if I put a little bit of a darker blue in. Or maybe not. Just leave, Lucy. Right, we're going to come down to our little squishy squid down here. And I am going to use pink and salmon pink for our little squid. So round the bottom I'm taking pink. Going to do them dark at the bottom. Then let that pink fade out a bit. And then I'm taking the salmon pink and going to blend those two together. And then we'll do, my eyesight doesn't fail me, alternating legs. It looks almost luminous. There we go. And then all we've got left is the little drum. So we're going to do that in the same. So I'm going to have pink. And then a bit of salmon. And a pink base. There. Now I've just noticed that up here I've missed a couple of dots of water spray, so I'm just taking my jelly roll and we're going to put those in. And I haven't outlined his tail, but I might leave that actually, so it shows up in out of the water. Anything else? No, I think we can, I think we're ready to sticklerize, folks. Just outlining our little squishy friend. There he is. Little squishy. Okay. I'm going to come out a little bit and then, so you can see it. There we go. I don't want to come out too far because you'd be horrified if you could see the mess on my desk. Okay, I'm going to take my diamond stickles, which is glitter glue, and I am going to run over these. I expected this gel pen to be a lot, just put it on, to be a lot more sparkly. Not that the page needs much more sparkle, but so I'm running up these little guys. There we go. Look how, I don't know if you can, you're probably out a little bit too far. I don't know if you can pick up on those sparkles. They always turn out much better once they're dry. But it kind of instantly transforms that. And I love diamond stickles because it just goes with any colour and it will take the base colour underneath it. So you don't have to worry about having the correct stickles colour. So I just buy copious amounts of this stuff because I use it all the time. God, I love stickles. Sometimes just these little bits really transform the page. And I think with just the bare outlining, it might have just looked a little flat. Well, I don't know. I need sparkle today. That's having a rubbish day at work. It was awful. So I need happiness. There we go. Chundering on, wittering on. It helps to offload people, and as we all know, colouring relieves huge amounts of stress. Oh, he looks so gorgeous, look at that. That's what I wanted. I should have used the paint. There is a purple paint in the Arteza set, I don't know why I didn't. I think, well, actually I think I was thinking, well, if people hadn't got the metallic paint, show them an alternative, but unfortunately, although it was a metallic pen, I wanted more sparkle rather than metallic, and now I've got sparkle. Hopefully I'll lift it up in a minute and you'll be able to see. I think I've got them all. If I lift that up now, I haven't got my little lamp plugged in case I electrify myself again. So I'm hoping you can pick that sparkle up, and we'll do these too. And round his eye. There we go. I think we're finished, folks. Let me see. If I lift him up, I should be able to see if I've missed any scales. Right, let's come out and have a look. Right, I know I altered the page quite a lot, but it is your colouring book. So, like, all the lines in the background was just confusing. It was too much for my little brain. But I'm really happy with how it's turned out, and considering it nearly didn't make it, I'm really pleased with my first page in this gorgeous book. And we've got all that background shimmer, we've got the beautiful artisan metallic paint down the bottom, and all the gorgeous stickles that will show up much more when I leave them to dry. In case you're new to stickles, it is a glitter glue. I will leave this page open overnight before I'd even attempt to close the page. Otherwise, your colouring is going to be stuck to this side. Right, folks. Anyway, I'm going to let you go. Hopefully, I've done a quick swatch video of the new markers by now. You'll have seen those first, because they will feature a lot, hopefully, on the channel. I managed to find the Copics I was talking about. They were Copic Chow, just skin colours. They are refillable, so they will be able to feature now on the channel. Yeah, anyway, I'll stop my waffling. I think you've put up with it long enough. Thank you so much for watching and following along with me. If you're going to have a go at this page, please tag me on Instagram or on my Facebook group. I love seeing when people have coloured along with me. It really brightens my day to know that you wanted to do it. So there we are. One little flying fishy jumping out of the water. Alright, I will be back hopefully Thursday, and we'll start a colour along in Joanna Basford's new book. It depends on when Amazon gets their finger out and gets it to me. If it's like a 10 o'clock at night delivery, possibly not. But I will be back as soon as I get my sticky little fingers on that book. I'll be back and we will do a colour along in there. I'm really looking forward to it. And then we'll start our spooky Halloween season. Alright, my lovely friends, until we meet again really soon, take very good care of yourselves. Night night.